Hello friends, I'm going to show you how to create subtitles for your videos using free open source software on your computer without using any kind of uploading or downloading of your material. So this is all going to be accomplished inside of the open source tool called Audacity using the OpenVINO plugins and the Whisper transcription engine, which is all open source stuff. So let's start from the beginning, from the video that you just finished creating. So I just finished making my video, which is of me making a bunch of science noises as a presentation for some type of a conference, right? So I do need to generate a subtitles file in VTT format very quickly so I can get my delivery done on time. I don't want to spend all that time typing in a bunch of stuff, so I'm going to get those open source tools to do it for me. So first of all, we just need to export the audio out of our project as a WAV file. And I'm using the Crash Simulator Vegas in order to do that because these controls are very, very fast. But all I have to do is just render the audio track in the in and out points of my video that are going to be used so that the timing is correct. But I just need the audio, right? So I'm just going to export that as a WAV file. So once I've got my file exported, I'm going to open Audacity. So Audacity is a very nice open source digital audio workstation, or DAW, that almost everybody uses for some type of work if you do anything in media. But it's been around for a really long time, and the folks that are working on Audacity now have actually integrated the OpenVINO AI models for doing music generation, noise reduction, and transcription. Super cool stuff. So they do not come preloaded with Audacity. You do have to install them. So you need to go up and click on the Effect menu and then click Get AI Effects. And that's going to bring you to the web page where they are providing that installer for that portion for all of these OpenVINO AI plugins. So you just click on that and download the installer. So during the installation process, you may see some things you're not familiar with, and that's totally fine. What we're going to be concentrating on are the Whisper transcription speech-to-text models. And some of these are pretty big, but really we're going to install just certain ones for the purpose of what we're trying to do today. Now, I'm going to be using the base model, which is only 74 megabytes. It runs on your CPU. You can do this on any computer, including laptops. Now, the large models are able to do translation as well, which is super cool. And of course, with any kind of translation that's done by AI, make sure you have a native speaker who checks your work to make sure that those subtitles make sense and are not offending anybody. But these are the models that I installed. I've got the large one in case I need to do some translation. But really, if I'm speaking English and I want to do something fast, the base model is just fine. So then just step through the installation process. Now you do have to enable these plugins in Audacity in order for them to show up. And that's a little bit fiddly. Sometimes they don't show up right away. You've got to close Audacity and restart it. But first, you do have to go into Preferences and enable these modules here. So if you look down the list of different options, you click on Modules, and then you need to be sure that the OpenVINO mod is on enabled. It's going to be disabled by default. And you also need to make sure that the mod script pipe is also enabled. That's also disabled by default. Just basically go through here, enable everything. Super easy. And then you're going to know that those plugins are installed when you see them in the Effect drop-down menu. So for effects, I can see my music separation, noise generation, and super resolution effects available here. And under Analyze, I do see OpenVINO Whisper transcription. That's what we're going to be using. Okay, I'm just dragging in the WAV file that I generated from my video. And you can see all the talking right here. This is mostly just speech, but it will ignore things that sound like music, and it really does a great job of just focusing on speech. So I just double click in the middle. That's going to highlight the whole thing. And then I go to my Analyze menu and click on OpenVINO Whisper Transcription. So I'm just going to use the defaults because it starts off with the base model. You can see the three that I installed here, small and large. But I'm just going to use the base. I don't really have to go too far into these different options. It is in transcribe mode, not translate, and the source language is just set to auto. Now there's other options that you can choose here, but I don't think that really causes too much problem, especially if you're just trying to generate subtitles that are good enough and you're trying to do it fast like I am. So I just click apply. And one of the amazing things about Audacity that does set it apart from a lot of other digital audio workstations is its label tracking. This has been around forever. Musicians use it to transcribe music. The fact that these labels can be generated with such precision and with a lot of data inside of there in such an easy to read format is one of the things that makes Audacity really special. So it generated a new label track and put a label in at these intervals where it detected the speech. Now, all we have to do after that is export the label track. So you do that by clicking on File, Export Other, and Export Labels. Now, you do get a text file by default, but for my delivery on this particular project, I need to generate a VTT. Now you notice you can also generate SRT, which I believe can be opened up inside of VLC, but for my delivery, I'm going to use the VTT format. And you can see there's the transcription that I've already finished. So you just click Save. So I've just opened up my VTT file inside of Notepad PlusPlus to check my work. So it did a great job of picking up exactly what I said inside of the video. I can even go in there and I did misspeak and I could change this to the proper thing that I wanted to say, even though that wouldn't necessarily be accurate. But sometimes when people are reading things, maybe if it was translated to another language, it would actually come out a little bit more clearly. So you can edit. You can validate that everything was accurate here by just looking at that text file in any kind of editor. All of the SRT and VTT formats really are just text files, and the timing is done by this type of syntax here, where you've got hours, minutes, seconds, milliseconds with an arrow, and that is the length of time from this time to 4.760 seconds. I said all of that. Right, that's how that's what the format of VTT actually does. So you can see that in a few minutes I was able to generate this entire thing very accurately, and now I can do my deliverable and be on time and on schedule without really having to type in a bunch of stuff. So hopefully that helps you guys out. Using AI for what it's intended for, which is as a tool for humans. And good luck out there. If you have any questions, ask in the comments. Cheers.